the next session in the lab manual session. See here, in this we are going to cover name server and also the next programming also. See, name server is nothing but we are going to see the domain name server here. This is totally dependent on the DNS. So DNS is nothing but we are going to manage our naming with the IP addresses, right? So this naming may be the domain name content. I mean, we'll be giving a number of names to our URLs, right? So there the domain name enters. Whenever we are communicating with n number of systems, we should communicate with the front end part will be our domain name, but internally that will be IP address which is connecting to the other system, right? So the IP addresses collection or else remembering will be very hard to a normal person, right? So for that reason, what we are doing is we are maintaining the name to that particular IP address. So for that, we are going to see the domain name server over here. So the domain name server, this coding includes when we give a URL name, we must print with its IP address. And if we are giving the IP address, it should give us the URL name, I mean the domain name. So that is what the coding we had done for that. So now we are going to see the code once. See in this DNS, the class name I have given as a DNS itself. And whatever the switch case I am maintaining, I am giving the user to convert domain name to the IP address and also IP address to the domain name. So I have given two options over there and 3 is to exit over there. And once coming to whenever we click the case 1. So what should happen? So first of all, we should go with the import java.net. Okay, so along with IO and util till now, we have to go with the net over there. So because we are going to take the method names directly as a get host name, so get a host ID like this, get host address like this, right? So for that reasons, we are going with the .net .star package over there. Now, if we have as I have mentioned, we are utilizing two cases, right? First one is to convert domain name to the IP address, and second one is for IP address to the domain name. So whenever the case 1 is highlighted, so we should ask the user to enter the the host name. So if I give www.xyz.com, so what is that XYZ IP address we have? We are going to print it. So we are going to utilize the inet class over there. So inet class demo also we have given directly in the classroom conversations also. You just go through that once. And inet address will be having the host name over there and also our host address over there by the name whatever we are giving to the host name over there. So host name is nothing but we are collecting the domain name, and then with respect to that domain name, we are giving the host name and also the host address. So host address is nothing but the IP address. So whenever we have I equal to 2, so I equal to 2 is nothing but reverse of the DNS. So we enter the IP address, we should get the domain name over there. So that is what is asking the user to enter the IP address so that we'll be getting the host name over there. So for that, we have written the code over here. See, can you see this? The option, see, enter user, enter your choice. So we have given 1. So after entering the host name, www.somexyz.com. So there we have given with the IP address and the host name. Now, next time it is asking me to enter the choice 2. So enter your choice. So I have given choice 2. So there I have given the IP address which I have just got, right? So 160.70.140.35. So the IP address belongs to the IP address, whatever we have just given, that is xyz.com, xyz.com we will be getting over there, right? So if we want to execute this once, so this is nothing but we have to compile the file dns.java. Next, we are going to execute it directly. Now, when we are started with execution, it is asking me to enter the choice. So I have entered choice 1. So there I am entering www.google.com. So it is given me one, along with the host name, it has given me the IP address also, right? Can you see this? 142.250.195.4. So now in the reverse direction, I'm going to check it out. So it is asking me to enter the IP address. So whatever the IP address I have just entered, I can give this or something which you can give that. Okay. So 195.4. So I should get the host name as it has been in the saved format, but it is google.com. Okay. So we give 3, so we'll be out of that, right? So this is all about DNS. Now, let us move to the next programming, that is the chat server. So this chat server is very important because in the distributed environment, there will be a number of client and server combinations will be happening, right? So when we want a client to send a message to its server, and it will be waiting for what server will be responding. And immediately, whatever the server has responded, server will be assuming, so I am expecting an output from the client once again. So this communication we require a number of times when this is under client server communication. So for this purpose, because client always wants some will be sending some request to the server, right? So either the server is accepting the request or it is ignoring or quitting the request or whatever it is saying. I want that data to be returned back to the client, right? So when client is getting some data, again client should send some data. So for this kind of things, we need chat streamings over there between the client and server. So for that reason, what we are doing is we go with the communication procedures over there. So there I'm going to utilize the data streams over there. So data streaming is nothing but the flow of the data between the sender and the receiver, right? So for that streaming purpose, I'm going to utilize the data input stream and data output stream. So this is the new one. Till now, whatever we have done in the coding part, we have just gone through the connections, right? So, server socket connection, then the acceptance of the socket. And then we have gone with the buffer reader concept when we are discussed with the file transferring over there. So till now we have seen. Now the extra thing which we have to include in the chat client's data stream is nothing but we should go with the data input stream and data output stream. Input stream must be, we have to take the input from the what server is giving, output stream is nothing but what we have to send to the server. So that is what is the input and output we are expecting. Now, when the chat should be stopped, when the string, whatever we are getting and whatever we are about to send is a STOP stop. So when the streaming is done as stop, then the communication will be stopped over there, right? So D out is nothing but the object of data output stream. DN is nothing but the object of data input stream. Okay, data input stream will be getting data from the server, and that I'm going to read it and save in str2. Okay, so this is a client program. Now what about the server program? Server program is also very simple. This is also will be in the same format only. We'll be having the server socket to go with the port number, then the acceptance will be done from the client, then the connection will be established. After this, the data streaming will be started as similar to the same client and the server will be having the same data input stream, same data output stream. Then the buffer reader. So whatever the data we are getting, we are going to save it one place. And whatever the data which we are getting from the client will be stored in str1. Whatever we are about to send to the user, str2. So whatever we are going as a output stream is str2. So when it should be stopped, again, while str dot equals of stop. So until that, see, until that is not stop, we are going to communicate with each other. If we see stop by both the parties, then we have to stop the communication. Okay, so that is what is the chat communication here. So if you have seen here, we have executed both, we have communicated both the chat server data stream and chat client data stream. Then we have executed both and we have started communicating with each other, right? So let us see these two once again. in a proper execution format so that you will be having a proper idea about this, right? So now we are ready with the content. Yeah. Now, see here. Java C, chat, server, data, stream. So this is a class name I have kept, .java, right? And the client side also, client, sorry, I should cd space. I should go to that particular path, right? First of all. So this is the path which I have. Yeah. This one also. Now, paste this. Now, cd Java C space, chat, client, data, stream. .java is my file name. Now, both are ready. Now, you just execute the server first. Always remind this. Execute server first. Yes, established. Now, we are going to start with the communication. Client is saying hi. Now, client says hi at the server side. Can you see this? Now, I want to say hello to the client. Hello, client. So, server says hello, client. Now, I want to wish you Happy New Year. Okay. So, one message I'm giving over there. So, client says, I want to wish you Happy New Year. So, same to you. Then we will stop the communication. Okay. Now, I say stop. Now, immediately client requested to stop. So immediately server also says the stop so that the communication will be stopped over there, right? So in this way, we will be communicating with the client and server in a proper direction. So, right? So these are the two programs, domain name server and chat server we have discussed in this session. If you have any doubts, please be free to contact anytime. Thank you.